travel the world looking for fun and new adventures. I'm Kari.
I'm Dave.
We made it.
Welcome to American Travelers.
Dave grew up as a professional drummer before he went into the video production world as a sound mixer.
Kari followed her mother's footsteps as a nurse. She loves distance running and even finished 2 100-mile races.
Our purpose is to show awesome destinations and share our new adventures,
We've got a bunch of great stops to show you.
We'll give some tips on how to budget your trip.
along with some history and culture of each destination.
So come join us on American Travelers.
Welcome to Caribbean Brewing Company. My name is Sunil, and it's spelled S-U-N-I-L, and if you go backwards, you get Linus. Let me give you a little idea of what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to start with the light beer, 3%, as a couple of you have already started. Then we're going to go into our award-winning Dutch blonde beer. Then we're going to go downstairs and we're going to be drinking straight out of the tank. After that, we're going to come up and drink our IPA. What makes this different is that we add a little roasted chocolate malt to it. So we soften it up so it's not any IPA haters would actually like it. So we've even had ladies say, I don't drink beer, and they drink this. After that, I am going to introduce our cocktail that we made with the Dutch blonde. So now you have Dutch blonde. We add a little vodka to it, a little bit of peach schnapps, a little bit of orange that we squeeze into it. We mix it with our Dutch blonde beer, and we turn her from a Dutch blonde into a naughty blonde. India Pale Ale, there's a story behind it. We had the British sailors, they wanted to leave from the United Kingdom, take something that they could trade with the people in the East. Now, they made the beer, they made it as they would drink it in the United Kingdom. They start transporting across the journey. Now, it would take 1 to 2 months sometimes to get to where they need to be. And as they were going, they were noticing that the beer was turning sour and it was going bad. So before it got to their destination, they started drinking it and they finished it all up before they could use it for trade. So the next time they went out again, they tried to figure out how to preserve the beer. So what they did was they added more hops to it. And as you add more hops to a beer, it preserves the taste and it keeps the shelf life of it much longer. And this is why it's called India Pale Ale, because they took that to India and traded with the merchants out there, and in return they got silk and cotton. The other 3 beers that we have, one is called a Helles, which is our San Martin beer. It's the closest to a lager that you're going to drink. The light beer, the one that we make, is 3% in ABV, which is the alcohol, and it's only 65 calories. And lastly, it's our award-winning Dutch Blonde Ale. That's a wheat beer, usually drunk with a slice of orange to enhance the flavor of the beer.
Okay, let's go down and drink right from the tap.
Come this way. What I want you to do is hold the glass from underneath.
Like this?
Put your hand underneath.
Underneath.
Correct. That way your audience can see it. I want you to turn that lever slowly my way.
Okay, slowly.
And tip your glass a little bit more.
Okay, so foaming.
There you go. It will have less foam.
That's foam.
And pour it all the way to the top. There you go.
Working.
Brilliant.
Like I knew what I was doing, huh?
That's it. And you're done.
Okay, this glass is so cool.
It is
got
nice,
the-
right? It's an
Yeah.
upside down bottle.
It's upside down bottle
Yes,
inside the glass.
That's Sunil's design right there.
And it keeps it clean.
Absolutely. It's a double glass, so you actually don't get to warm up your beer.
Now that's a great idea. Sunil tells us a little bit about the beer making process.
We do a light boil over here to extract the sugar out of the malt. Then we send it over to the kettle and we do a full boil right there. That's when we create bitterness in a beer. So we add hops to it. So the hops goes in there. So 2 more hours in there, so that's 6 hours. And then from there it takes 2 hours to go into our fermentation tank. But we need to crash cool it from 212 Fahrenheit down to 66 Fahrenheit. Why? Because we are about to add yeast to it, where the yeast starts eating up the sugar in that water, and it creates carbon dioxide, and it turns that sugar water into alcohol. Beer, the final product.
The beer from here, St. Martin.
We also have an amazing beer garden that's set right in front of the Caribbean Sea. It's set inside a windmill. where we have an amazing menu. We are actually the first Dutch pancake house on St. Martin, where you can come and enjoy 13-inch Dutch pancake. They call it the pannenkoeken, and poffertjes, which are mini pancakes, delicious out there. You must come down. At the same time, we also have 4 escape rooms out there, where we have 4 different themes. You go in, and the first one being the Blackbeard's Brig, where you walk inside a jail at the bottom of a ship. You try and figure out a set of clues, and you go through one room to another and figure out your way out before the pirates can come back.
Avast, me hearties! It's a dark and stormy night in the year 1716. You and your merchant crew have been captured by the infamous pirate Blackbeard and are locked in the brig in the bottom of his ship. Blackbeard and his ruthless band of cutthroats have anchored in port and have left the ship to pillage and plunder the town. You can only imagine what fate will befall you if you're not successful in using this unexpected opportunity to escape. Walking the plank, being hung from the yardarm. Target practice. The pirates will return in 60 minutes. There is no time to waste.
We also have a theme called the Lucky Duck Speakeasy. This is set in the 1920s Prohibition days. We have to figure out the boss who's selling all these alcohol illegally out there in those days, and you have to defuse a bomb within the 60-minute time frame.
The year is 1925, and Prohibition is in full swing. You and your crack team of investigators have been leading the charge against illegal liquor sales, and you have determined that the main distributors are the Muddy Waters Gang. Your mission will be to identify and bring down the boss, because once you know who the boss is and bring him to justice, the entire operation will crumble. The evidence you need is contained within the Lucky Duck Speakeasy. You have narrowed it down to 10 suspects whose names you will find as soon as you enter the room. Here is what we know about the boss. He is alive, he is not in jail, and he has no other role. Unfortunately, the gang knew you were coming, so they have planted a bomb that is set to go off in 60 minutes. You must simultaneously identify the boss and defuse the bomb with the small remote you will find. Good luck. Stay safe.
We have also the Lost Jewel of Zanzibar. It's a British explorer that left a jewel inside his tent, where you have 60 minutes to go and find where the jewel is hidden inside his tent.
It is 1930. You work for the British National Museum in London. One of your co-workers, Magnus Ferguson, has been travelling throughout Africa, searching for antiquities to bring back to the museum. He has stumbled upon a wondrous discovery, the Lost Jewel of Zanzibar. We have received word that the local warlord has learned of his discovery, and Magnus' life is in grave danger. He has hidden the jewel in his camp and left a series of clues only you will be able to uncover. You must come to Zanzibar, find the jewel, and bring it back to the National Museum. It is far too valuable a discovery to fall into the hands of this ruthless and dishonest warlord. Take care. Good luck.
The last but not the least, we have a scary one called What Happened in Ravenswood. This one is done in the dark. You have flashlights, you go through some scary rooms, and boy, that's gonna make your heart jump. I want to thank everybody for coming to this tour. Like I had promised you up front, that this is going to be a very different experience that you have on our island. We got to drink straight out of the tank, and you got to hear a little bit of my story. Thank you all again.
Thanks for watching American Travelers.